business owner? Entrepreneur? Want to learn how online marketing can improve your business?
Your questions.
Our advice.
This is Not a Real Job.
Welcome to episode 66 of Not a Real Job, a podcast about making money doing the things you love to do. I am Joel Kelly, and I do marketing stuff up in Canada.
And I am Chris Van Patten, and I do website stuff in America.
How's America these days?
Oh, it continues to be the greatest country in the world.
Huh.
Yeah. The best.
Well, that's
Sorry.
good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we wouldn't want you to lose that place. It's kind of all you've got, right?
Yeah, that kind of sums it up.
How'd the election go? Did your chosen representative make it in? It sounds like the Tea Partiers / the far right wing of the GOP did pretty good. So I assume that's
My
your
team.
angle. Yeah, that's your team.
I do have a tendency to root for the winners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't pay a lot of attention. I'm sorry. I'm a bad citizen.
Definitely.
I'm the worst.
Well, let's not dwell too much on your failings. What are you drinking today?
I am double fisting, water in one hand and tea in the other.
Jesus.
I know.
You're out of control.
I know. It's early here. We're recording way earlier than usual, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, hence
It's okay. I forgive you.
non-alcoholic beverages. What about yourself?
Vodka soda.
Excellent. Now, is this soda stream soda?
Obviously.
Okay.
I'm not an animal.
You are a civilized people up there in the north.
Yeah, exactly. It's how we do. What are we going to talk about today? I know you've got some stuff that you want to talk about, but I don't know. It sounds kind of boring to me. I bought a pair of Beats headphones.
So in the notes here, you wrote Joel bought Beats, and my joke when you said that you bought Beats was going to be, I thought Apple bought them.
I told Leah that I bought Beats, and she literally thought I meant the vegetable. Yeah.
It does seem appropriate coming from you.
But we
being
get
a vegetable type person.
Right, but we get so many Beats in our CSA basket every week. There's no
Your what
need to buy
basket?
them from a store. It's like a community sustainable agriculture thing. We pay money to a farm, and they give us a basket of vegetables every week.
That may be the most Canadian thing you've said ever.
I think it happens in America too.
I've never heard about it.
All right, maybe
I know everything that happens here, Joel.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess, it's probably an exclusively Canadian thing. Anyway, I bought a pair of these headphones. They're pretty expensive, but I like them so far. I know the audio quality is not as good as comparably priced headphones, but comparably priced headphones look terrible. And
You're trying to make a fashion statement
Well,
here, first and foremost.
my whole fashion effort is to not look like a complete dork. I rarely succeed. But I put the slightest amount of effort into it. So that's why I went with Beats instead of better audio quality headphones that would make people laugh at me.
Sure.
I worry about that a lot.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Also, I'm sorry, everyone. I'm really stuffed up today. I took a bunch of allergy medication, but it doesn't seem to be working. These are allergy pills I bought when I was in London, so they might not work here.
Are you supposed to take these allergy pills with vodka? Is that part of the recommended?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, just checking.
They're just an antihistamine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly. I mean, I don't think I want histamine in my body, and I do want vodka in my body, so I think it works fine.
I mean, that makes sense. I think your logic is very good.
All right, well, that's good. The other thing I wanted to talk about was I reset the system management controller on my MacBook Pro today.
And you said that my thing was boring?
And I just want to say it's working great so far. So my MacBook Pro, my work MacBook Pro has been hilariously slow. I've been petitioning to even just get a new one, but I was told I should attempt to see if there's a solution before the company just spends a couple $1,000s buying me a new one, whatever. Mm-hmm. Anyway, some quick Googling. And apparently it's an extremely common problem that this generation of MacBook Pros just grind to a halt and become basically unusable. Mm-hmm. But if you just turn it off and then hold Shift, Control, Option, and the power button for about 10 seconds and then fired it up, it does this long dialogue thing where it resets the system management controller and makes your computer faster, and it seems to work.
Huh.
So instead of Chrome and Safari taking, 5 to 7 minutes to boot up, they just do it in seconds now.
Like it's supposed to.
Like it's allegedly supposed to, but I'd forgotten what it was meant to be like.
It's gone from your memory.
Yeah. Anyway, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Not a whole heck of a lot. I have not bought Beats because I'm not trying to be cool. I just know that I am. And I haven't reset my system management controller because my computer still works fast.
Have you done anything today?
I just woke up an hour ago, Joel.
I thought you got up super early.
I was up kind of late last night.
Ooh, partying?
Yeah, all the way until 11:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oof. What were you doing? You were going to clubs?
Naturally, just rolling between different clubs. No, last night we watched the season finale of Doctor Who.
Wow.
Yeah, had a little viewing of that, and then went out to a bar for a round of beers.
Huh.
Quite wild night in my life.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Doctor Who and a beer.
I know. There was wine during Doctor Who as well. I don't want you to think it was just one alcoholic beverage. There was a lot involved here.
So you had at least 2 drinks?
Yes.
Would it be safe to say you had 2 drinks?
I would say 3 drinks.
Whoa. Oof.
Yeah.
You didn't lose your keys or anything?
Nope. They're right here in front of me. So we are all good. My wallet's still here. Everything's safe and sound.
Nice.
Yeah. A rarity.
Yeah. That's good. Well, I guess, I don't know. You had this topic you wanted to get into. I mean, maybe we should do that. I don't know.
I mean, ostensibly our show is created and produced to help people make money doing things that they love doing.
Uh-huh.
And we don't talk about that a lot these days.
Oh.
We hear a lot about Apple products, which is cool.
System management controllers.
Exactly. Beats headphones.
Yeah.
Etc. But anyway, so I wanted to talk a little bit about finding clients. And I mean that maybe a little more broadly to mean finding customers.
Mm.
Anyone who will pay you money to do something, I guess, is
patrons.
Patrons. Sure. I like that term. Joel, what yourself, you don't directly sell a lot of things, or you at least you don't make your life in a job that you need to be selling constantly. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, that's an incredibly fair assessment. I do very little business development myself, and our company does very little selling. Most of our business is on referrals. So the way we find clients is typically by just doing a good job with our current clients, and then they know people. And then, I mean, the selling comes into when, we have a relationship with someone and then we propose work, or they ask us to propose work. And then we put, the selling comes fairly late in the, in the funnel for us. We're set up often near the end where, it's about really just demonstrating how we would work with a specific client.
Sure. And I guess that kind of connects to my first point in terms of finding clients, that the number one best way to find clients is to just be really good. And it might sound like a bit of a cop-out to say that, oh, that's not helpful advice. It's a chicken and egg problem. How do I get the clients, to be really good for? Yes, I get that. If you need to prove how good you are at something, if you're in web design, start an open source project. You can get people to check out and commit and contribute to and see how you work. If you're a writer, just write something, go out and start a blog and start putting up a post every week in the specific niche that you want to be in. So if you want to be a novel writer, maybe put part of a chapter up every week and tell a serial story. Or if you're an artist, you should be on a site like DeviantArt or Pinterest or one of these artist and visual arts communities and be sharing your work. So you don't have to have a client right away, but you need to put examples of your work into the world where people can easily find them.
Yeah, this is the demonstrating expertise side of it. Is you need people to be able to see that you know stuff. And I think we've talked about this before. Nobody will believe you have trade secrets and super skills if you don't reveal some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like with us at Van Patten Media, we release as open source code basically our entire secret sauce.
Yeah.
So like one of the things that we do that's kind of unique among firms our size, at least, we have this whole system for deploying WordPress sites. Like one of the things that kind of sucks about WordPress is that out of the box, it's very hard to migrate from like a development environment on your computer to a server somewhere where people can get it. And we built this elaborate system that incorporates probably a half dozen technologies to make this work really well. And then we put it online for free so anybody else can go and use it. Now, they don't use it all that often, but it's there. And it's something that people can see is constantly being updated. It's got really good examples of how we code. And when a prospective client comes to our site and sees, oh, wow, these guys have all these WordPress plugins that they've released and all this code that they've shared, that's really impressive. And yeah, like that's kind of our secret sauce. And it makes us dramatically more efficient, but I don't care if somebody else uses it either. There's enough competition. If you're a writer, there are millions of other writers out there. You're not going to gain anything by containing your work and hiding your stuff behind walls.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of, yeah, that would be funny. It's like, no, I can't tell you, how I wrote my novel, so I'll never show it to you. It's kind of crazy. Like, well, then why would anyone ever buy it?
Yeah, and absolutely, like if you're trying to sell a novel, like you don't want to give the whole thing away for free, but Joel, you can certainly talk about this, giving away parts of the book.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we live in the idea that anyone is going to buy your book because it's there is insane. We live in a world where there are effectively endless options for what entertainment you're going to consume. You need people to be able to give it a shot first and see if they're hooked. I just wanted to make really one quick point about selling, getting new clients. The most important things that I know about sales is this. The best places to get new money or to get more money for the work you do comes from your current clients and the people your clients know. And the one I think people forget about a lot is the current clients side of it. If you have demonstrated to a client that you do good work, that you provide great value, then you should always be looking for opportunities where you could do more work for them. And it's not about upselling. It's not about taking one project and just seeing if you can get more money from it by adding in some useless features or ideas. It's about you're helping this person's business. Let's say you work in marketing, or let's say you provide any service or any product. You've demonstrated your value. This person or these people will be more likely to want to hire you again or to buy your products again because they trust you. It's extremely hard to find good vendors. It's extremely hard to find a good agency, a good contractor, a good, product manufacturer. There's so many duds out there. If you find someone good, you want to stick with them. So try to find ways where you can continue to help existing clients.
I would also tack on to that, if you don't mind me cutting in here. Don't be afraid to ask for referrals. This is something that I see a lot of service providers kind of straying away from, because it does, if you approach it the wrong way, it can feel very off-putting, and it could damage an existing relationship. But if you've got a client that you're very close with, you've helped them, that they're satisfied with your work, there is nothing wrong with going to that client and saying, hey, just wanted to let you know, we have a couple months that are pretty free coming up.
Yeah.
If you have any projects that you'd like us to do, or if you know somebody who's looking for work, I'd love to set up a meeting and talk to them. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be anything like, hey, we did a great job for you, so find us work. You can't approach it in a confrontational way. You just have to kind of slip it in there. No,
it can be so conversational. Like your default response, if you have a client that says, thanks so much, this was great, your response should be, thank you, we had a great time doing this. Let us know if you've got any other opportunities like this. We'd love to keep working. Or if you know anyone who's looking for a similar service, we'd love to do another project like this. It's
Yeah.
so conversational and it sticks in their head, and they either know someone or they'll hear about it and go, well, so-and-so did a great job and it's the kind of work that they're into, so I might as well give them a shout.
Yeah, I kind of find that in these types of businesses or pursuits, your side hustle or someone like myself, who I'm not really a salesperson, I kind of hate the whole sales process. So it can be very tricky to sell yourself, to be confident in your services and be able to convince other people to buy those products or services. And I think part of that is approaching it in a way, just like you said, you have to do it in a conversational way. Yeah, there are car salesmen who can do incredible feats of selling, but you're not that, and you shouldn't have to be that. So approach it in the way that feels somewhat natural and comfortable, and just keep at it. Keep practicing. It'll get easier the more you do it.
Totally.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty good advice. We'd love to have give us specific examples. If you're in a certain industry, if you're selling a certain product, send us a note and we'll see what we can do. I mean, we have to speak generally because, we don't really know what you're into, but anyone out there, if you're looking for ways to generate more revenue or find new customers or clients, we would love to hear about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think, hey, we said something potentially useful.
I think so.
Yeah, that was fun. We should do that more often.
I guess. We'll see how it goes.
See what the feedback is.
Yeah. So, Toronto.
That's a place.
We're going to be there.
We certainly are.
Should we record on Sunday still? What I don't know what your schedule is like.
So, I'm in conference all day Saturday.
In conference all day Saturday.
And then Sunday I'm in conference as well, but probably not the whole day. I'll probably I think there are 3 sessions I want to see, and then I'll probably leave. So yes, we should definitely record. I don't know if we want to put it out to the listeners. Do we have any Toronto listeners? Should we put something up on the tweets like we'll be here at this time and come buy us things? What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
Cool. So
yeah, we'll stay tuned to our Twitter account. I'll talk to my friends in Toronto and see if there's a cool space that we could all
I don't
meet
think
up.
there are cool spaces in Toronto.
The CN Tower, maybe? We'll meet at the top.
Perfect.
Everyone spend $50. Meet us at the top of the CN Tower, and we'll all have our photo taken, like that photo of you, me, and Leah.
That's a great photo.
That is so great. We fear that you might think that we put it in the office here for
just
you to
because
see.
I was there.
But no, that's where it lives.
I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Yeah, I'm super excited to get up to Toronto. It's been a while since I've been there.
It's been going on a year, I guess.
Whatever the last time that you were there and I was there that's the last time I was there. So it's got to be 2 years for me.
Wow, yeah, that's forever. Wait, no, yeah, I was there. Hard to say. It was cold there.
I'm sure you were there much more recently than me.
Yeah.
And of course,
I guess last winter.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm excited.
Yes, I was there because I was in Miami for work, and then we got stranded in Toronto because of the snowstorm in Halifax. So I decided to just stay the weekend. Yeah, so that's pushing a year ago.
Awesome.
Crazy. I'm excited to be back.
Indeed. So I guess we should move into the next phase of the show now, which is the Amazon gear portion of the show. So this is for new listeners or old listeners who don't remember. Every week we give you a product that we each like, and then we put that on Amazon in our Amazon shop. So if you go to notarealjob.com/gear and click through to buy that product from that page, it supports us and it helps the show get a little bit of money that can make it slightly less expensive to produce.
Mm-hmm. You go first.
All right. So this week I'm going to put in a TV. So I've been a long time anti-TV type person.
Yeah.
Finally bit the bullet yesterday and bought one, and I'm very happy with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. It's a 40-ish inch TV.
Oh, you went straight to the top.
I absolutely did. 120 hertz, 1080p, LED, the whole the whole 9 yards.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And I'm very happy with it. I've only had it for, less than 24 hours, but so far it's working out pretty great.
But it shows your shows?
It shows my shows. Yeah. And I will put that in the store. It's made by Westinghouse, which is not like a name brand TV company.
Don't they make hard drives?
No, you're thinking of Western Digital.
Yes, I am.
Westinghouse used to make like appliances and things like that. I don't think they do anymore. I think it's
like TVs.
No, I'm talking like kitchen appliances.
Like fridge TVs, fridge Vs, we call them.
Fridge Vs, yes. But it's
refrigerators.
It's still good, even though it's, not your name brand.
Westinghouse. Wait, Westinghouse. Never mind.
Yeah.
You're thinking of the film Westinghouse. It's available on Prime Instant Video.
Are you sure? Yep. Never heard of it.
Oh, they make like ceiling fans and shit. That's where I know them from. I think I had a Westinghouse ceiling fan.
There you go.
I may have had a Westinghouse 724-7300 alloy 2-light reversible 3-blade indoor ceiling fan. Huh. That's not the product I'm going to recommend.
Yeah. What is the product?
I'm recommending Happy Light compact energy lamps.
Cool.
We live way up north.
Mm-hmm. The great beyond.
Yeah. So it gets really, really dark here in the winter. Not like we're not above the Arctic Circle, but in the winter when it's cold and it's snowy and rainy, and it gets like full on pitch black dark while you're still in the office, it can be super depressing. Waking up in the dark and leaving work in the dark. It can be depressing for people like me who suffer from the seasonal effectiveness stuff. And I realized last year that just how bad it got when I am just a crank, like a super angry person all winter. So what I bought for me, and I bought 5 of them so that my team could have them too if they wanted them. These are, Happy Light compact energy lamps, and they're insanely bright light. So you put a couple of them in your office and it's like being at an outdoor baseball event.
No, what's baseball?
It's like basketball.
Okay. Got it.
But imagine it's just one of the elements.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Explains the name.
You absolutely never saw that movie, I assume.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. The creators of South Park made a movie called Basketball way back in the day.
No, I haven't seen that.
Doesn't hold up. Anyway.
So
yeah, that's what I'm recommending. It's only $40. The lamps for people who need some bright light to cheer them up can be insanely expensive. So a $40 lamp with free shipping, not too bad. So
does it work? Have you given it a shot yet?
Oh yeah. We all turn them on around 3:30 in the afternoon, and it really I can't say whether it's all the claims it makes about enhancing your body's natural energy to combat the effects of blah 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 blah. It's just really nice to have an insanely bright light to make you forget that it's pitch black out when you're still working away in the office.
There you go.
So yeah, I recommend it.
Also, as a callback to a couple episodes ago, you recommended Roxane Gay's Bad Feminist.
Yes, I did.
I have just started that, and
nice.
I'm at a glacial pace because I got so much going on. But so far, a couple essays in, I'm really loving it, and I would second that recommendation.
Did you get to the Scrabble one yet?
No, I'm like 3 essays in.
Cool. The Scrabble one's really, really great. It's just so, anyway, it's kind of like off topic. There's a few elements that kind of tie it back to her general theme, but it's mostly about her playing competitive Scrabble, and it's really fun to read.
Awesome. I will look forward to that.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. So there you go. That does it for the Amazon section. Again, check out Amazon or notarealjob.com/gear. And also the show notes. We put the link to the products we recommend in each edition of the show notes. So definitely you can go to either of those places, click through, buy the stuff that we tell you to buy, and it supports the show. So
does it concern you at all that every single week, at least one of us, but typically both of us, have a new thing we've purchased to talk about?
Joel, this is America. I mean, you're sort of in America light. But it's this.
Yeah. We call it American North.
Exactly. Capitalism, buying things, economies, job creation, Amazon.
Economies of scale.
Economies of scale. Supply and demand. Logistics.
happy 25th anniversary of the Berlin Wall being knocked down.
America, once again.
That was America did that.
We did that ourselves. It was pretty great. You are welcome, world.
Now, is Tuesday Veterans Day for you guys or Memorial Day?
Veterans Day. Memorial Day is in May.
Okay, it's Remembrance Day for us and the rest of the Commonwealth.
Yeah. I don't know that I have an opinion on one or the other. They both work. You know, they're.
I like Remembrance Day because it makes it not that I don't, quote unquote, support the troops.
Oh God, Joel, what are you gonna? Why are you saying this? You're gonna dig yourself into a hole here.
No. I'm saying I do support the troops, but I like Remembrance Day makes it troops plus everyone else who.
So you're saying they can't have their own holiday?
Yeah. All right. I'm backing out of this.
One of my favorite topics, or one of my favorite segments on the show, is when I try to make you look like a terrible person.
I know, but it's not that hard. I definitely, yeah. Anyway, how's Gamergate going for you and your other woman hating?
Oh
friends?
Man, it's not about women hating, Joel. It's about ethics in game journalism.
And oh my God.
If you want to get that right, just off the bat.
Andy Baio or Andy Baio, I forget.
I think Baio, like Scott Baio.
Scott Baio, who's that?
Are you serious? From Happy Days. Never mind.
I think you're thinking of Happy Endings, which is a great show.
I don't know what that is.
It was a great show.
He was Bob Loblaw.
Oh, Bob Loblaw's Law Blog.
Exactly.
Cool.
I hope I'm not wrong about that. Anyway.
I think you might be wrong. I think you're thinking of Steve Gutenberg.
No, it's definitely not that.
So Andy Baio tweeted a link to an article called Gamergate's Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Week. And it is fucking fantastic of how the whole thing is just falling apart as like Gamergaters have turned on each other and like some of their most popular like proponents have been harassed and doxxed out of the movement. They're like a child with a chainsaw.
It's a movement imploding on itself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like the Death Star, exploding. Like first it implodes and then it explodes. So we're at the implosion phase of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to explode and get so much worse for everyone involved. But in the meantime, fucking fascinating to watch. As someone who, of course, is immune to harassment on the internet because
being a white male.
Yeah, we're straight white men. So no one ever says anything mean to us. There was a great tweet about how like Gamergate is an example of mostly again straight white men. Of course, hashtag not your shield. There are some other some diverse elements to it. Why our type of people get so crazy when they're quote unquote harassed in the slightest is because as straight white men, we have the thinnest possible skin.
Mm-hmm.
We've never gone through any sort of adversity. So at the slightest tinge of it, there's just this complete temper tantrum, like toddler style freak out, which I thought was a really good point. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Everyone else has experienced, some difficulty in their lives. So when things turn against them slightly, they don't start screaming and shouting and hacking and slashing at everyone around them.
Yeah. It's a long time ago, back in the early days of Twitter, there was a situation where a bunch of 4chaners were pretending, I guess, or, we're doing one of these kinds of attacks where they say a celebrity is dead who's not dead.
Yeah.
And they make fake news stories and things and start spreading the word and it goes viral and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And during one of those incidents, I started tweeting that, this is not true. This is false. And, I don't want to compare the fallout of that to Gamergate, except to say that it got kind of crazy very quickly and it calmed down, which Gamergate has not calmed down. But just from that brief experience, I feel so bad for the people who are dealing with the worst of the Gamergaters. Because that brief experience that really died down after a couple days was kind of crazy for a little while. Like I was getting things sent to my house and
wow.
And it ended very quickly and I came out unscathed, but I can only imagine how crazy it was for me. Like it must be just unbearable for the targets now. And I feel so bad for them. It's just shitty.
Yeah. It's gotten to like parody level insanity. Like, someone actually legitimately said that the death threats against, Anita Sarkeesian, Brianna Wu, Zoe Quinn, well, they can't be legitimate threats because they're still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, someone wrote that down and said, yeah, that makes sense.
And then shared it with the world.
And said, hey, everyone, I think I just had an insight. Like,
oh, man. And
total insanity, toddler level. It's toddlers with machine guns.
Well, it's got to be like a huge portion of these. Like, I mean, not to be like the grumpy old man and stupid kids these days, but I can't imagine that the average age is much more than like 17, 18 on this thing. I mean, maybe it is. And maybe that would be more horrifying, but kids these days.
Can we say emotional maturity?
Yes. Oh,
is hovering at pubescence.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Pre-pubescence, even.
Yeah, I mean it's really what it is. It's the issue is that we have people who should have no earthly access to weaponry, like the weaponry of doxing people and harassing people en masse. Who don't have the emotional maturity to have access to these tools, not only have them, but they're the only people who have them.
Yeah.
And would ever use them. And that's really what we're at, is that even some people in that link that we'll put in the show notes are saying that the worst harassment some Gamergaters have faced is from other Gamergaters. There's been the rare instance of the quote unquote anti-Gamergaters who have been bad and who have harassed people, which I'm sure there are some. I'm not going to say that one side is perfectly clean from everything, only more morally correct.
Mm-hmm.
But all like Gamergaters are suffering the most from other Gamergaters. It's like that thing. You're more likely to die from your own gun than someone else's. Like, these tools are just, they're too dangerous for some people to have access to.
They're like really amazing own goals, which is a soccer reference.
I would say that. Well, I get it. I was able to pick it up from context clues. I put those two words together and imagined what that might mean.
The other thing that I'd like to say about this is that the idea of a Gamergator, I think that would make like a really great sport team.
The Gamergaters. Oh man.
And I mean, you can imagine the logo. Like, perfect. Someone make that into a shirt.
Yeah. These alligators with neck beards with Xbox controllers.
Oh, man. That could be like a spin-off TV show, an animated series. Someone make this happen, and I want the credit.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
We can share the credit.
I could talk about this forever, which means we should probably wrap it up.
Yes. So this has been our Gamergate podcast.
And if you're listening to this right now going, oh man, I like this show, but why do these guys have to get involved with something they don't know anything about? Seriously, go fuck yourself.
I don't even play games. I'm completely clueless, but I think it's an important topic.
Well, and that's the thing, is that I'm sure we have one or two listeners who are putting up with our anti-Gamergate speak, assuming we're ignorant. And they'll just ignore it. But I really want to honestly say, if you support Gamergate, please don't listen to our show.
Yeah. And the other thing I would say is that if you don't think we should be talking about Gamergate, then send us questions so we have something else to talk about.
Perfect.
You can do that at notarealjob.com/questions. You can also email us questions at notarealjob.com. Though I will say we don't check the email maybe as often as we should.
What do you mean we don't?
I don't.
Do I even have access to it?
Yes.
Oh, well, shit. Never mind.
Yeah. So this is Joel's fault. But definitely, I
didn't even know I could check it.
The superior way to send us questions.
What's the password?
It is Gamergator. Gator.
Gamergator. Okay.
Gator. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely do that. If you do have general questions, info@notarealjob.com. Again, the contact form on the site is probably the better way to go, and that is notarealjob.com/contact, I believe. Again, as I always say, please rate us on iTunes. It's been a little while. We are rocking a perfect 5-star rating, which is amazing, but we always
I have a feeling that's going to change once
this episode goes out.
Once the Gators get us.
Well, frankly, I've been surprised it has persisted this long, but I'll take it, and we want more. So notarealjob.com/iTunes to leave that review. You can also find us by searching on the iTunes podcast store. I think you can even rate from your cellular device if you have the podcast app. So
can you get podcasts on phones now?
Yeah. This is brand new, cutting edge technology.
I listen to all mine exclusively through my Chromecast on my TV. I had no idea I could take podcasts on the go.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
because I record them, I have a little tape, like a tape recorder,
like an answering machine type.
Well, I'm glad you say, yeah, it's an old answering machine. I pull that out, plug it in, call my answering machine,
and then
hold
just
the
listen
phone
to
up to my TV,
okay.
and it goes, and that's how I play it in my car. The problem is the car doesn't have a tape player, so I have to bring the answering machine device in there, plug that into the aux cable, and then I can play them in the car. But I really can only get through 1 or 2 podcasts a year that way.
Right, because you have to listen in like 30-second snippets, right?
Well, exactly, yeah. It's like boo, and then and it's hard to keep up with. I'm trying to get through Serial this way, and honestly, I don't know.
I think you might want to just give up.
What's going on?
Just call it quits.
But I'm captivated, Chris. I'm captivated.
So yeah, if you want to leave a review, that's the way to do it. And what else? We're on Twitter, twitter.com/NargCast, independently at Joel Kelly and at Chris Van Patten. And you can find those links on the website as well, which is notarealjob.com. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/notarealjob. We are on YouTube. I believe it's youtube.com/notarealjob. And those links are also up on the website as well. So
yeah,
you can find us.
We still don't have that PO box set up, but after Gamergate doxes us, our addresses will be available online, and you'll just be able to mail us whatever you want.
Yeah, so that's exciting and fun.
Yeah,
cool.
Well, thanks everyone.
It's been a great show, and
it's been a great show. I think we did real good on this one.
We'll be with you next week live from Toronto.
We'll post the link to the live stream.
We could do a live stream.
How does live stream even work? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Joel.
Yep.
It's all about ethics and game journalism.
It's all about ethics and games journalism.
That's how live
journalism. Fuck Gamergaters, you're all children. Anyway, love you all.
See you next week.